Okay, now I set this thinking there's a possibility. I got off at 3, so I would think, it's going to be easy to get home. And I was like, I'm going to set it for 3:30, give it a little time. And then I thought about it. It's like, I haven't eaten anything yet. So I just basically broke out the cereal and everything so I could have something to eat. And apparently I forgot to also mute the screen. Thanks, guys. So that's where we are now. It is almost 4 o'clock, and we are finally going to do something that all of you have been waiting for since back in August. We're going to give our final predictions for the Academy Awards. This coming Sunday, a week from today, will be the Oscars, and we are going
Unless
to
you read the description, which says it's the actual nomination predictions.
Oh, Lord, did I not change? I need to change it. Whoops. Oh, my dad. I'm sorry, guys. It was early this morning.
We predicted every single award before the official nominations. We're time traveling. We're doing it before next year. We're doing it before the 91st Academy Award, motherfuckers.
We ran
Paddington 2, motherfuckers.
Oh,
there
my
we
God.
go.
We ran last
dogs.
We ran last night, and it's like I woke up this morning and I had to work at 10 a.m. So needless to say, I was kind of tired anyway. So that's when I put that up. I was like, at least I had an actual link to the Popcast this time instead of the poor unfortunate souls right now waiting for the Elimination Chamber Popcast link, which I don't have up yet. So
good.
Another thing I'll stress right now. Welcome, Bry Guy. Yes, 1 week from today. Great Scott, indeed. And welcome, Cassie. And she says maybe you could put pre-Oscar nominations, that way no one gets confused. I'll be changing the description very soon. Weird thing right now is I'm going to make an official announcement right at this very moment, and I'm going to say it at the very end of the show, just because I want to start everything off with a bang, because it makes perfect sense. So we are not doing an Oscar podcast after the award show is over. So yeah, I can officially say that now. I got to run 9.5 miles on Monday mornings. That ain't happening. So needless to say, which means we're probably getting up at like 2-something to run 9.5 miles. On the bright side, I have the day off, so it's going to give me time to rest and relax. But that's going to change something else around. So because Ashley came up with this idea, something we've been wanting to do for a while, it doesn't really work for wrestling shows because it'd be all over the place. But it will work here. And I can officially announce that this year, next Sunday night, when you watch the 90th Annual Academy Awards, put us on in the background because we're giving live reactions to the entire show.
We are a second screen experience because that's apparently what all mass media wants you to be about.
So we'll do the live show, and then we'll probably keep going with like a recap of everything at the very end, a very short recap because I have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be live, and even if we don't do a recap, well, as soon as it ends, it's like, yeah, let's go. So there's a lot of stuff in the middle of the show. I will state as well right now, you guys know I do not have cable, so I have to watch it with another means. And AJ will be watching the show live as it is aired on ABC. So needless to say, we will be covering it in a different means. So we're going to be off a little bit on our timing. So that's the reason why, just like with the nominations morning, when we basically were all saying at a different time, they were telling me to shut up numerous times. So yeah, Bragg, exactly. It's a school night. So yeah. We're going to have some fun, though. We'll definitely have a great time. And if this works, then who knows? Maybe we'll see more of these Popcast ideas coming around. Probably not something I can do for a wrestling show because I basically just spend the entire show calling the matches and then we never get anything accomplished. So needless to say, let's talk of the Oscars, everyone. So it is going to be this coming Sunday, a week from today. And it's the perfect time. AJ has earmarked this day for quite a while and everything fell into place. So, yes, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do our final 2018 Academy Awards predictions. And we're also going to, because we're not doing a show for it, we're not doing the Film Independent Spirit Awards this year. They are going to be part of the contest. But I will state right now at the end of this show, we're going to be giving our Spirit Awards predictions. So if you want to stay tuned for the entire show, you're going to find out what we think is going to win the Spirit Awards. So yay, we got that coming up.
If that's the case, we might have to do, if we start the Oscars one a little earlier before the thing starts. So then like we'll
be on the red carpet.
preamble. No, but in the preamble, pre-show stuff, we could talk about the Spirit wins then.
Yeah, so while you guys are
Carry
watching
over.
the red carpet, we're going to be talking about the Independent Spirit Awards. This is going to be fun, everyone. It's something interesting that I'm curious to see how it's going to work. So you never know. Maybe you'll catch me up and like get me like really mad and I'll like curse or something. Probably not, but we'll see. So let's talk to the Oscars, shall we? And I'll share with you guys 100%. I am still not 100% what I want to pick for my predictions as of this very moment. I've been milling over a couple of things. Yeah, there's a couple categories that I'm still not sure on. And I will state right now that AJ has been a curse on the movies that he has been championing for the entire Oscar season, the last several years. I do think at this point that curse will be broken on Sunday, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So let's talk Oscars, shall we?
I'm glad you said that so I didn't have to.
I wanted to say it.
That's breakthrough 24.
But first, everyone, of course, we have a live chat. Ashley's in charge of everything because he knows what the contest is at right now. And currently, Ashley's winning, I believe.
Hang on, I've got to go back to the BAFTA thing. Yeah, no. AJ's on 58, I'm on 57, and
okay, it was close.
You're on 49, Owen.
Just forget me. I'm completely out of the. I'm eliminated from the competition.
If you just randomly get the spirits right compared to us, you could suddenly catch up.
We'll see what I do because I'm not gonna lie to you. I may go with my heart instead of my head just so I can see something win that has deserved to win all season that didn't happen. So let's do this.
We'll see.
So we're at the power of Wikipedia, and we're going to go through all of the categories, and we're going to tell what we think is going to win.
Yeah, I have a specific order written down here, so hopefully they aren't too far off.
Have you seen the new Academy Awards logo that they have now? I just saw it today, actually.
I have a
new logo.
It's very regal looking. Instead of like, with an A with the Oscars itself, it actually usually when you write an A, you have like the triangle and then you have the line across. With the Oscars logo, it's very futuristic. It does not have the line across. It just has basically the triangles. So it's like teepees instead of anything. That's the best way to describe them. So
it's the Annapurna Pictures logo.
That's exactly what it is.
Stealing shit.
Just like every single time that you ride Mission Space at Epcot, at the very end of the ride is basically, for all intents and purposes, the Jerry Bruckheimer Films logo. So Cassie says, it's okay, I don't pick up my predictions till the night of, and Bry Guy is going to be giving his predictions on his channel, which is Bry Guy 2000 here on YouTube.
Right. So, what we're starting off with, AJ?
Well, before we go into the first category, since this movie's in the first category, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I said this during BAFTA, and I still feel that way. Blade Runner can win anything it's up for.
Yeah.
Like, it won't... I don't think it's going to... I only have predicted for one win. I don't think it's going to actually get more than two, realistically. But every category that it's in, it could realistically win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So with that said, let's start with visual effects.
Okay.
Where we have Blade Runner, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. I must stress one more time, this category could not have turned out better, nominations-wise. Blade Runner took the BAFTA, right?
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes got the Guild, but I believe all three Planet of the Apes movies have gotten the Guild, and the other two obviously lost. I can't remember Rise, but I know Dawn for sure ended up beating Interstellar, surprisingly, at the Guild, but ultimately losing. So, it's... Obviously, the BAFTA loss does make it feel like it's vulnerable to losing to Blade Runner. But it's another one of those things that's with bringing Andy Serkis back into it. It's kind of the Lord of the Rings thing, where it's like it's a trilogy, and you've got the first loss, you got the second loss, and it's like this could not only be a win just because it would ultimately deserve the win and really should, and has had a front runner status for quite some time, but it would also be like a reward for Rise and Dawn as well, just as a whole.
Makes sense.
So I could be cursing this, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
I'll have faith in it since they got it right last year too.
Yeah, I totally agree. They got it right last year, without a doubt. And the year prior, really. Well, actually, 2015 was a really interesting year, like with everything running, like Ex Machina beating like The Revenant and Force Awakens, The Martian.
That was crazy.
I was so happy when that happened.
That still blows my mind.
And for the sake of argument, once again, I'm sure Bry Guy will bring this up too, because he definitely knows his history when it comes to Popcast Network award show coverage. I don't hate Mad Max. I just didn't want it to win. Smurfy Boy says, I'm surprised Shape of Water didn't get into visual effects. Yeah, that's a very fair point.
Looking at it, I mean, the next film that you might consider not sort of like a big budget thing or with a giant sort of big director would be What Dreams May Come back from '98 that got special visual effects.
That's a fair point too.
Especially
in between, you've had all your sci-fis. Lord of the Rings got all three. King Kong's had one. I mean, Hugo technically, but because that's Scorsese, it's like, is it? And possibly Life of Pi as well. But yeah, probably since '98 have we not really had a smallish movie like Ex Machina come in, and because it beat Armageddon and Mighty Joe Young that year in '98.
And weirdly enough, the fact that I believe for the most part, What Dreams May Come was like critically despised.
Oh yeah.
But then again, Armageddon was in there as well, so it's
Makes sense.
I am going with Blade Runner. I'm sticking with it. I mean, certainly, it's as AJ said, it's got a chance to win quite a lot. I mean, you know where my flag is, Mastodon. One certain award. And yeah, I'd like actually to see Apes get it. I want to be wrong on this one, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna go a bit too predictable and say Blade Runner.
Yep, and Bry Guy does throw this out, and the same thing. Again, I knew he would know, because I preferred the Hateful Eight to get more than Mad Max. Yes, that is correct. This whole panel loves the Hateful Eight, so. You know, and it feels like, once again, whenever we do this, I feel like if we say the same thing that the other said, it feels like we're piggybacking. I have never not wanted to go one of these predictions. I honestly never wanted to go with anything else the entire run, and it made perfect sense to me. I hate to say the same thing that AJ said, but I 100% concur. War for the Planet of the Apes is my pick, without question.
All right. Are we moving on?
We are.
This one requires much less discussion. Let's go to makeup.
Okay.
For makeup, we have Darkest Hour, Victoria and Abdul, and Wonder. I mean, there may have been a time where there was a race here, but I think we've long since passed that. Obviously, it won the BAFTA here, and it also took the Guild last night. So, yeah, it's pretty clear this is Darkest Hour.
Dankest Hour all the way.
Yeah, I'm even to give my prediction to anything else would be just throwing away a vote at this point. There's nothing else that could win as Darkest Hour for sure. And the Oscar goes to Wonder.
Okay, are we ready for sound?
Which
Sure.
one?
I want to start with sound editing, but I can't remember if I went into this with the BAFTA video or not. I know we talked about it, Owen, but let me just stress this again.
Oh God.
This category actually turned into a real pain in my ass.
Right.
What my thought process was that the very first thought, it was like, I'll just say Dunkirk's going to take both. I mean, obviously, they didn't split them up too much because this is like the first time ever that editing and mixing have completely lined up.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself means logical. Maybe they'll go to the same movie. But then it was like, that happens a lot, but recently we've been seeing a trend where they split up.
True.
Well, you say
like,
that.
And I was like, well...
Mad Max did the double back in 2015. Gravity did the double in 2013, and Hugo and Inception did the double in 2011 and 2010. So actually, out of this decade, there's been more films do the double than there has actually splitting him.
Yeah, and here's what my thought process was the whole I was going to say, when in doubt, go with the war movie. And so it was like, well, there are 2 war movies recently that have split them, because we had Hacksaw Ridge and American Sniper each won a sound Oscar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, okay, I'll just look up which one they won, and then I'll say Dunkirk is definitely going to that one. Well, it turns out that American Sniper and Hacksaw Ridge did not win the same sound Oscar.
Yeah, Sniper got mixing, Hacksaw got editing.
It's not the other way around, because mixing went to Whiplash in 2014 and editing went to Arrival.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, if they're going to split it, obviously Blade Runner's in this. Blade Runner and Dunkirk won at the Sound Editing Guild. But I was thinking, especially with the Arrival comparison, this is where The Shape of Water could get another one. It's one of these.
It's possible.
I was looking at the last time I saw an actual war movie, if you don't count like Lord of the Rings, and it was 2001. It was Black Hawk Down, and I was going, okay, so what was in the other category? Of course, it was Pearl Harbor.
So, with all that said, I came to a decision. For sound editing, we have Baby Driver, Blade Runner, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars. Honestly, Baby Driver's not totally unlikely. I think it's much more likely in mixing than editing. But obviously now we know that Blade Runner is a threat here after the Guild win. But I'm going to maybe regrettably go ahead and stick with Dunkirk.
Okay. Ashley?
I'm going to go Dunkirk as well. I think I'll explain my reasoning. Because, well, spoilers, Blade Runner's winning something in sound.
Okay. We'll go to chat real quick, of course. So, Greg, I saw Wonder on Thursdays. It was really good. Yeah, I agreed. Cassie said, I've seen Star Wars free movies that I have not seen, but then again, last year I predicted Suicide Squad and was right, so I'm going to go with Darkest Hour. Right Guy says, in 2012, we got Les Mis on sound mixing, and that horrible tie with Skyfall and Zero Dark 30, which it beat 3 of the best movies of the year in Argo, Django Unchained, and Life of Pi. So, yeah, you got that wrong, 2012. Way to mess up.
Skyfall was good.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Skyfall was good. Spectre, fucking Sam Smith.
Here we go again. So we're doing editing first, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Shape of Water. I think it makes sense. You guys are talking about Blade Runner. At this point, I'm gonna say right now, I think there's one big award Blade Runner is gonna take, and that might be the end of it. But I could be wrong and eat my words, which is a very good possibility because I've done it before. I've got the barbecue sauce ready to go, so I'm prepared to eat my words. So needless to say, I'm going to still go with it. Shape of Water wins sound editing.
All right, for mixing, do I need to go through because they're the same nominees, obviously?
Nope.
Once again, I don't think Baby Driver's totally out of this. Obviously, Blade Runner and The Shape of Water are right here. But I ultimately ended up deciding that they'll just double up, and I went with Dunkirk here as well.
Do we know what got the sound mixing guild thing?
Dunkirk.
Right.
That was also just last night.
This is where I stick to my claim to Baby Driver, because I was trying to tell my parents about, you know, how great the sort of sound and also the actual general editing is. And I rewatched the opening credit sequence, and the fact that all the sound just mixes in, like the people playing the instruments on the street mixes seamlessly into the actual like 1960s song. That's why I think that's get sound mixing.
I still think the Hocus Pocus scene shows it even more.
Yeah, certainly. Well, even with the opening scene, with the gunshots in the bank going with the drum beats of the song. The thing to note as well, Julian Slater, who's up for sound editing, is one of the 3 that's up for sound mixing. So I want him to get an award in some shape or form. And I think mixing probably is the stronger category.
Yeah, wasn't it also... I want to say it was one of Dunkirk's sound guys did like over 200 movies and then announced their retirement earlier this week.
At the BAFTAs. Yeah, it was at the BAFTAs last week.
Yeah.
I can't work out which one it is because apparently Wikipedia says they've done 190, so somebody's fucking lying.
I think the number
again, considering it's the guy himself that said I've done 206, I think that might be the one that's factually correct.
I was going to say 206 is the one I heard.
Yeah, I know. It just says 190. And then I'm looking at the rest. It's like 70, 80. And it's like, it's probably the one that's closest to 206. That's the guy.
All right. Guys in chat, welcome, guys. Says, sup, guys? Sound editing and mixing going Dunkirk, I reckon. What other categories have been done? What have we done so far? We have done visual effects, and I think that's it, right?
Visual effects and makeup.
Makeup and hair, yeah. Murphy Boy says war movies usually win in sound categories. Yeah, normally that is correct. Again, I'm gonna go out in left field, and once again, it's gonna sound like I'm piggybacking once more, but I assure you, I was never going to not go with anything else. I am gonna go with Baby Driver.
It's always the best bit. People accuse you of jumping on a bandwagon because you're the last to go.
I know. Cassie says I'm going to go with Star Wars for both categories. It's not. You never know. Could happen. We'll see.
If it does, the fan base will be like, you fuckers gave this an Oscar? Boo!
Suicide Squad. That's all I got to say.
Exactly.
The prediction that was made on this very network. That's all I got to say. We are moving forward.
Let's do the shorts.
Oh no.
Who likes shorts? Nobody.
No kibitzing from the peanut gallery, AJ.
Well.
Comedy for 2 is still comedy.
We will start with animated short.
Oh no. Okay.
We have Dear Basketball, Garden Party, Lou, Negative Space, and Revolting Rhymes. You're going to hear me say this a lot in regards to the shorts. I feel like any of these can win.
Okay.
Revolting Rhymes has length on its side. Garden Party has the really realistic animation that we saw that's kind of like that people went crazy for in Piper for whatever reason. I would say Lou has the Disney connection, but we learned in the past that doesn't really matter.
Especially an animated short. Disney does not do very well in animated short at all.
Well, the interesting thing is, hang on, I need to quickly bring up the Wikipedia page for it. It's sort of been like every other year that it's gone to Disney, at least in recent years, because 2016 was Piper, 2015 was obviously not Disney and Bear Story, 2014 was Feast, which was Disney, 2013 was Mr. Hublot, 2012 was Paperman. So it's like it's a trend of like every other year. So considering it was Disney last year, in theory it can't be Disney this year unless they're breaking their own streak or something. I don't know.
And this category just seems to can be weird in general, because it's like that year where we had such a massive frontrunner like World of Tomorrow, and then something after I watched them all, Bear Story. I was happy because Bear Story actually ended up being my favorite of those 5, but I felt like it was the least likely to win, so, especially up against World of Tomorrow. But what I thought about here was that I think it's been quite a while since we've had an animated short have such a high-profile nominee like Dear Basketball and Kobe's nomination in general. So that's what I went with based on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Dear Basketball as well, just so I can shout Kobe as he throws the Oscar through a basket.
God. So Guy says visual effects going War of the Planet of the Apes because it's the last of the trilogy and because it deserves it. Makeup, Slight Hunch for Darkest Hour. Yeah. Shorts in general are a crapshoot most of the time, and there's really not any front runners in the shorts categories. It's kind of like you have to just throw the dart at the wall and see if it sticks. I'm gonna go with Revolting Rhymes here. Dear Basketball is probably going to bite me in the behind here, but we'll see what happens.
That's interesting that you note that as well, because I don't think anything that's been on British television on Christmas like that has won. It's been nominated every time, I think.
No.
Room on the Broom. Oh, no. Yeah, because Gruffalo never won.
Nope.
And
won the BAFTA, didn't it?
Yeah, but it didn't win the Oscar.
No, it did not.
Same for Room and a Broom and everything. So,
well, here's something that Bry Guy brings up in chat that actually, now I think about it, may end up playing into this. Who knows? He says, I don't know about Dear Basketball. Kobe has that sexual assault case back in 2003 that may have something to do with Me Too.
Yeah, people are also trying to do that to Gary Oldman. I don't think that's going anywhere either.
No, Oldman's not losing anything.
Hell, that was the specter that was hanging over Casey Affleck last year, and he still won.
Don't remind me. And look where he is now. Not even showing up to the awards show.
Well, that's because of circumstances since that.
Correct. Okay. Next.
all started by Harvey. God damn it.
We'll get our scream outs one way down the other, everyone. It's gonna happen.
All right, let's do live action now.
Okay.
Unlike documentary short, animated short, I didn't see any of these, so I only have to base it on very little. We have DeKalb Elementary, The 11 O'Clock, My Nephew Emmett, The Silent Child, and What Do What All of Us. Tragically, sadly, unfortunately, I would have immediately said, well, My Nephew Emmett, easily. But sad as it is to say, the subject matter of DeKalb Elementary is significantly more relevant now than it was even when it was nominated.
Oh, yeah.
So that could, really... Of course, I don't... Apart from the fact that that's the subject matter, that's all I know about it. I don't know, how they treat it or what exactly happens apart from that or because of that. All I know is that's the subject matter of it. But this category also can be really weird, because this is one of those ones where it's there's just so many that look really baity, and then they just seem to go with a random one, like Sing last year. So it could be
not the animated feature, the other Sing.
So they could look at all these really serious, like The Silent Child's really sticking out to me, like something they could go for. But then it's this category is so weird. They could go with the comedic one. They just could go with the 11 O'Clock, really. But I'm gonna go ahead and say they might go with one of the more obvious ones. So that puts it between DeKalb Elementary and My Nephew Emmett. I think I will actually stick with. God damn it! No, I'll say DeKalb Elementary.
Ashley?
Because I made the mistake of not choosing it in the nominations, I'm just going to choose it here and probably go down in flames. I'm going with The Silent Child because it's the British one.
There we go. And after I go with chat real quick, Guy says, thing is, if they really accounted for the allegation, would he really have ever been nominated, though? Destroyed Franco's chases. Thanks for reminding me, Gaius. Cassie said, "Don't, not a good idea." So Cassie says, "Don't really honestly care who wins the shorts. Have the same feeling when we get to documentary and foreign film." To each their own. Completely understandable. Yeah, DeKalb Elementary here.
All right, our last short.
One thing award ceremonies like to do is piss off President Trump. And DeKalb Elementary might do that. So...
All right, our last one. For documentary short, we have Edith and Eddie, Heaven in the Traffic Jam on the 405, Heroin, Knife Skills, and Traffic Stop. I saw 4 out of 5 of these, and I will say right off, I hope it's not Knife Skills.
Because it's not that Thomas Lennon. That's the reason why.
I appreciate like the subject matter and all that, but it's like none of those characters are sympathetic at all. Like there's one of the dudes like just straight up says, "I'm a piece of shit. I'm like such a piece of shit," and I know that. And it's like, yeah, well, acknowledging they're a piece of shit still makes you're still a piece of shit. And then they had like there's this hilarious moment where this dude is talking like he's on a bus and he's narrating, and it says like, "This is the time I take by myself to think about my friends that I've lost in the past to like drugs and shit." And I swear it's footage of him sleeping. So I
don't know why that's so funny to me, but it was, I guess.
So I hope it's not Knife Skills. But as far as the other 3 that I did see go, the problem with this category and all the heavy subject matter, like Heroin doing the whole... They're all of 2 hours away from me, and it's the whole trying to get people back. Basically something similar to Knife Skills, only like darker territory.
Mm.
And then Edith and Eddie, where it's a 95 and 96-year-old couple that are interracial, and it's like her family is coming between them and breaking them apart, and they're like dying and shit. And when it ends, you're like, oh my god, that is so the winner. When after I saw Heroin, I was like, okay, I guess that's the winner. Then right after that, I saw Heaven's Traffic Jam on the 405, and it's like, number one, it's got length on its side. It's 40 minutes long. It's the longest one. And it's basically this woman who was almost like shocked brain dead in therapy is still trying to be creative, and it's like this will really go towards this will really pull the heartstrings of creative people in this industry, for instance. But then I thought about it more and decided it will probably go to the one that I didn't see, which is also quite topical, so I'm going to go ahead and say Traffic Stop.
Okay.
After all that.
Hey, it's okay. That's the reason why we have build-up. It makes perfect sense. Ashley?
As soon as I saw this is the story of a white cop pulling over and ultimately arresting a black guy in Austin, Texas, I was like, there's more stuff for Mr. Trump to be angry at. So yeah, I'm going to go Traffic Stop.
And I am going to go with Drugs in Bruges.
It's an inanimate fucking object.
AJ is the only one that gets that reference. That's fine. For those of you not playing the home game, I'm going with Heroin.
All right. Are we? That took me a second because you think Huntington's a shithole. Well, that's not to imply that it's not, but.
Oh yes, it totally is.
All right. Let's do costume design.
Uh-oh. Okay.
This took an interesting turn, but we'll see what happens. Nomination-wise, we got Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, Victoria and Abdul. Pretty much most people have assumed that Phantom Thread was running away with this. In an interesting turn of events, The Shape of Water took the Guild. But I heard that the costume... I've never really looked that much into it, but I know that apparently the Costume Guild has a knack for not lining up. It's a very poor indicator. I will say one thing. That definitely shows the industry and guild passion for The Shape of Water is still definitely there.
Oh, yeah.
That could happen. So, but I think I'm going to go ahead and be safe Actually, the safe bet might be to go with the Guild, but the also safe bet, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Phantom Thread momentum, since it's pretty much they clearly loved it, and this is like the one thing it's going to win that it can. So I think that's going to also help quite a bit.
Ashley.
Yeah, the fact that it got the recognition it did from nearly everybody else, I'm going to go with Phantom Thread. Because, okay, it might be the Guild, but obviously with the rest of the Academy, and as AJ said, with the fact that it's like second, well, no, I think third or fourth highest nominated out of a lot of them, it's probably in there for that reason.
Gaius asked if Phantom Thread won BAFTA.
For costume, yeah.
Yeah. Brad Guy says heroin could be the message of the opioid crisis, especially here where I live. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I went with it. I had reasons. We'll put it that way. If you look at the description now, it's changed. So if you'd like to read that, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, honestly, I've been thinking about this for a while, and as much as I'd love to throw something to my heart instead of my head, I'm not doing it on costume design. Yeah, Mark Bridges for Phantom Thread seems to be a pretty safe bet right now. But again, Shape of Water could surprise. But at this point, with it winning the Guild, it doesn't really come off as a surprise anymore. But yeah, I'm going with Phantom Thread as well.
All right, are we ready for production design?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Production design, we have Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water. There's a movie that's been pretty steady in this, but I mean, Blade Runner's such a threat here. Like, it really, really is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that it's like, I mean, I've made my decision, but I mean, I cannot stress enough how much of a threat Blade Runner is.
You're covering your bases in case it wins. I get that. That makes perfect sense.
Yes. So I feel like there's only two options here. And I'm going to go ahead and stick with The Shape of Water.
Ashley?
Do we know what won the Guild for this one?
Let me step out for just 1 second, and I will tell you.
If anybody in chat knows.
They were in two different categories, so both The Shape of Water and Blade Runner did.
Oh, that's not even fair.
I don't know which one.
Contemporary, old school.
Just a matter of which one you consider more. I can't remember what their competition in each category was, but it probably doesn't matter.
I know Cassie wants Beauty and the Beast.
I'm just randomly going Dunkirk.
Gaius says Shape of Water for production design. I mean, just seems weird Del Toro wins director with only score. That's a fair point. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with The Shape of Water here. Once AJ returns from his mission, we'll be able to continue.
Dude, I did that like 2 minutes ago. I said both of them won.
He returned from seeing the mission.
I was trying to work on chat. My apologies. Continue. I'm the one that has to keep up with chat here. So
next up.
So are we? Did we all go?
Murphy Boy says Shape of Water. Yeah, we're good. I said Shape of Water.
Also talking about Del Toro only winning with production design and score. That also is kind of what made me think I feel like there's a big possibility it could steal one of the sounds.
Could. And I have it predicted too, so.
But let's go into song.
Oh boy. This is the one I still haven't decided yet.
Okay, what's really interesting here is that we'll go through the nominees. We got Mighty River from Mudbound, Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, Remember Me from Coco, Stand Up for Something from Marshall, and This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. The interesting thing is there are 2 songs in here that are absolutely like the important ones, like "Glory" with Selma,
Right.
and they seem to be the 2 that people give the least shit about.
Yep. Correct.
That's what happens when you put the writers of La La Land versus the writers of Frozen.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So, not to say that I honestly feel like Mighty River can do this. And it's like maybe they'll desperately want to give Mary J. Blige a win since she's nominated twice.
Or give Mudbound something at the Oscars.
And it's it's
that'd be Netflix's first Oscar though as well, wouldn't it? Well, I guess because it probably could have taken documentaries and probably not taken that into consideration.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember if one of its documentaries is one yet or not. But well, the thing here is that as I was saying, it's not a bad song either. I still think that the backup singers are the star of it. But obviously, Mystery of Love is kind of like the one that seems to have much more fan support. I don't think it's going to have much Academy support.
Right.
So the one that's just really been sticking with me this whole time, I do, when Ashley was talking about which one they're going to perform, that's disheartening. But but especially in the, because isn't the way song, at least this is the way it used to be, I don't know if it still is, the way people vote for song is that they are shown it within the context of the movie.
That is correct. I'm pretty sure that's right.
That will help remember me so much.
That is a correct statement.
It is worth noting, update to the Wikipedia,
Gael Garcia Bernal is doing some sort of bit for Remember Me.
Good.
So I've got a feeling he might do a bit, and then Miguel and the other singer will then do sort of like the popish version.
As I
So
said,
it's
are they going
for a stage thing?
Are they going to try to fit in like the slow one and the pop one, or?
So, in chat, Brad Guy says Gael Garcia Bernal will be performing with Miguel, and Natalia Lafourcade when Remember Me is performed. So it sounds like they're going to do both, or maybe like snippets from both.
Another thing I was going to say was, obviously, This Is Me has been a surprising competitor in regards to other awards.
Yep.
But yeah, just to finalize it, I'm going to stick with Remember Me.
It's still the wrong song for Greatest Showman. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get off that.
The most important thing apparently is it is being introduced by Zendaya.
Okay, that is important.
Let me have a quick look at the list. If I scroll back down. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman's introducing Stand Up for Something. Armie Hammer's introducing Mystery of Love. And Zendaya's introducing This Is Me.
Well, at least they got that right.
In terms of the other ones, I mean, you could have the kid that plays Miguel introducing Coco, I guess.
That's likely.
You know, the Coco film. And then with Mudbound.
I would say, have you also noticed they have to be using the context of the movie because Benjamin Bratt is nowhere near this.
Yeah.
Unless it is him. Or it's Fluffy, because he was in it for about 14 seconds.
That would just give off terrible vibes if Benjamin Bratt performed that or had anything to do with it.
I stole this song because I murdered the fucker.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Unbelievable. Ashley, did you go?
I'm going with Remember Me as well. I was thinking This Is Me, but as soon as like Gael Garcia's actually doing some bit, I'm thinking, yeah. La La Land can't strike twice yet.
It can.
And no, it can.
I
don't think it should this year.
I never said it should. I'm saying, okay. So, okay, let's get to chat real quick. Cool Guy says Coco should win. Welcome, Cool Guy. Guy says Remember Me. Brad Guy says Jason Mitchell for Mighty River. Cassie says This Is Me, even though I have a feeling Coco might win. Okay, here's the thing. Visibility. Visibility is key here. If you look at, I know this is a horrible judge of the best original song category at the Oscars, but humor me for a second here. Remember Me is the correct answer, without a doubt, without any question. Again, Say I'm butthurt for the wrong song from Greatest Showman being in the race. I get that, and it is. But
Oh, wait.
the thing
You
about it
got to
is,
do the Sam Smith argument of what's in the chart.
once again, we'll just skip right to the end then. I guess I just hit the fast forward button. So pretty much visibility in the Billboard charts right now is the fact that This Is Me has got a lot of push going through it. And Remember Me has been long dropped off. If it's still on the chart, it's probably not going to. But yeah, Cool Guy, you do have a point. Can't Stop the Feeling was more visible than City of Stars, but La La Land was such a juggernaut, it didn't matter last year.
I
This
bet
year,
they
I
fucking
think it might be
regret it
different.
now. I bet they fucking regret it a few years back. So there's this song that Lady Gaga's done about, women being sexually abused.
Right, I remember that.
And we went with a James Bond song, which was really one of the most average Bond songs ever.
And
2 years on, in light of recent events, I'll be like, shit, we should have chosen the other one.
This Is Me is going to be the tearjerker. No, long day. So Remember Me is going to be the tearjerker without a doubt. It's going to make you reflect on the film. It's going to obviously create a lot of sympathy for the characters in the film because it makes sense, and the fact that the performance is going to be awesome. I'd say maybe we do the pop version and then end it with literally one guitar, one single spotlight. It's going to be amazing. This Is Me is going to blow the house down without a doubt. It's going to be a show-stopping number that's going to feel very Broadway like it deserves to. I still
the other reason why I'm conflicted with Coco is do we give them an award that they might say is also credit for fucking Olaf's Frozen Adventure?
Oh God, no. No. Olaf, this is for you, John Paul. Olaf is the devil, but I did not shoot the deputy. The thing is, so the thing about it is, I referenced two things in there. Shout out. So Cassie says with Moana, it was pretty cool. The person that wrote the music did an introduction before the actual singer came out with the song. I'm probably going to be wrong on this, but I'm going to go with it. Coco's going to win Best Animated, unless something drastic comes out at the last minute. I think they're going to give this to The Greatest Showman. I'm going with This Is Me. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, but I mean, it's 1 point. I'm already going to lose the battle this year anyway, so I might as well just try to swing for the fences and see what happens. It doesn't always fail, just most of the time. Now, move forward.
Well, I think you know what's next. Obviously, it's score.
Mm-hmm.
We pretty much already went through this, but for completion's sake, we have Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, The Last Jedi, and 3 Billboards. I would love it so much if Greenwood stole this.
Same here at this point.
Back in the day, I was saying Zimmer was a total possibility, but Des Wall's kind of really taken over this category all season, so might as well stick with that. And once again, another one for The Shape of Water, so
more visibility coming up. Ashley.
Shape of Water.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if we lived in a world where Carter Burwell was running away with this?
If he wins it, AJ will be going through the fucking roof.
and if that happens, you guys and girls out there listening are going to hear it live next Sunday night. God, I may live to regret this. I'm not going to lie. We'll get you through the commercial breaks too. We'll talk about random commercials that are playing, or with AJ or with me.
Half of them will be for movies, won't they?
AJ won't be watching commercials.
To be fair, I do think that my favorite piece of the year is probably Billboards on Fire.
Oh God, yes. Some good stuff there. I still am. Let me check my. To the Movie Pass. I really wanted to be able to see both Shape of Water and 3 Billboards one more time before the Oscar ceremony, and I think I may have run out of time. Sadly.
Might I also say how fucking thrilled I am that I am 2 days away from having a copy of 3 Billboards in my hands.
Very nice. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Sad face.
Cool Guy says Boss Baby will win Best. I can't even go there. Shape of Water has its own lock. That's funny. So yeah, that's what's going on. Brad Guy says, are the Academy just going to be the basis to Pasek and Paul because they say, here's your win for audition, and congrats to the Tonys last year for Dear Evan Hansen. Oh. Hey, if the shoe fits, use it as a phone. Desplat wins.
Okay, who was it?
Random Get Smart reference there. What's that all about?
Yes, someone finally gets the reference. I know somebody, AJ, I know someone right now that would never listen to this and just cringe hardcore when I said that out loud. Not my problem.
Missed it by that much.
Exactly. Rest in peace, Don Adams.
All right, who was it in the chat that said they weren't excited about documentary and foreign?
I believe Cassie, actually. That's what we're going to next.
I'm sorry. It's not
to quote fucking Satoru Iwata, please be excited.
Pretty much.
All right, we're going to start with documentary.
Oh, goody.
We have Abacus, Small Enough to Jail, Faces Places, Icarus, Last Men in Aleppo, and Strong Island. Obviously, 3 of these are on Netflix. Strong Island is very topical. I didn't realize this till I watched it. With everybody being obsessed with the Olympics right now, Icarus could also be considered extremely topical.
Icarus has gained a lot of momentum.
I could see that, actually.
The other 2 might just be here. I mean, Last Man in Aleppo, maybe. But to look at it is to say that Faces Places has had momentum pretty much from the get-go.
Okay.
And there's the whole honorary Oscar thing, so people are like, oh, maybe that'll cancel out the whole thing. But, and Varda saying that, like, having an Oscar would mean nothing to her or something. But,
I'm thinking they want to piss off Christopher Plummer.
but I mean...
then he wouldn't be the oldest Oscar winner.
That's a good point.
And we can look at stuff and say, like, one of the most critically acclaimed movies of 1994, Hoop Dreams, ended up not even getting nominated. Then there was the Waiting for Superman thing, but it's like, once the movie is nominated, it doesn't really matter. Like I feared that about Amy and OJ Made in America.
Okay.
So it's like, in documentary, I feel like if there is a clear frontrunner, then, yeah, and Faces Places, like I said, is making, like, not just documentaries, Faces Places is making top 10 of the year lists.
Right.
I don't know if, obviously, not that those people are Academy voters or anything, but I mean, I think it really says something about the attention the movie has. So, and that she herself is so high profile. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the safe choice, which is Faces Places.
Ashley.
I'm going to go with Last Man in Aleppo.
That's random.
Just because it's the one, it's the one I've seen, and it really is sort of a powerful thing, and also because Netflix shouldn't win. I just double checked. Netflix hasn't won anything for documentary feature ever. So if Icarus or Strong Island did win, it'd be the first Netflix film ever to get an Oscar.
Wow.
That, and obviously Mudbound as well. So in content, obviously not in this category, but.
So, Bry Guy said, Cool Guy says to Bry Guy, didn't help Lin-Manuel Miranda last year. And Cool Guy said, predicting Faces, Places, and Fantastic Woman. Last Man in Aleppo could salesman itself to a win. And Bry Guy says, Spirits has Faces, Places, and Last Man in Aleppo for documentary, and Foreign has Fantastic Woman and Loveless. Cool Guy talking about White Helmets winning for documentary short. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole... the dude like can't even be at the ceremony thing, like the salesman thing. I forgot about that.
So yeah, I am going to also go with Faces Places here. Just makes sense. Like you said, everybody marking out for the time of the Olympics right now makes sense, and it wouldn't be shocking if it happened. I don't know. I guess to steal a line from Ashley, I would throw Strong Island in for a shout. Potentially. I don't know. That was something that jumped out at me when I was looking at the actual nominees. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Faces Places.
Speaking of the salesman, are we ready for foreign?
Yes.
Well, good fucking luck.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We have A Fantastic Woman, The Insult, Loveless, On Body and Soul, and The Square. The Insult's the one that surprised everybody by getting in here, so I'm going to assume, you can't assume fucking anything in this category, but I'll assume The Insult's at the bottom. So we got, what was it that, on Body and Soul won Berlin, I think, and The Square won Cannes.
Right.
There's a lot of, incidentally enough, there's a lot of love for Loveless. But
well, considering it's from the guy that did Leviathan, which itself didn't win the Oscar that year.
But if I remember correctly, it was the most deserving.
Well, it went to Either instead, which was solid as well, in all honesty. In fact, the fact that Wild Tales lost and that was considered a strong contender as well. You know, it's not like it was a year of like there wasn't an obvious choice for a winner like Salesman to some extent last year and Son of Saul a couple of years back.
Yeah, there seems to be definitely enough momentum around it, and it's the one that seems to be standing out the most when people talk about it. Obviously, somebody in the chat just mentioned it. So I guess I will go with A Fantastic Woman. I hear that The Square might be a bit too, like, generally, if something wins Cannes, that's generally the first direction you go towards. If it's nominated. But regardless of that, I'll stick with A Fantastic Woman.
Okay. So Cassie says, don't feel bad. I haven't not seen a lot of nominations this year. I was trying this week to see at least The Shape of Water, but iTunes not letting you rent any movies just yet. Bry Guy says maybe Miranda for supporting actor next year for Mary Poppins Returns if the performance is good. And after seeing last year's foreign nominations, a man called Ouvra should have won that. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go. Weirdly enough, I'm gonna go with The Square here. It was either going to be The Square or Loveless, and I was thinking, I'm going to go with The Square.
I suppose the advantage that The Square has is it has a familiar face like Elizabeth Moss in it.
That might be what they're subconsciously. That might be the reason why I went with it.
So, because I haven't picked.
Oh God, I thought you did.
Here's my logic on why A Fantastic Woman's winning. Square got main prize at Cannes. Right. Loveless got the jury prize. On Body and Soul won Berlin, and Insult, although it was up in contention for Best Film at Venice, it did actually win Best Actor. From what I can tell, Fantastic Woman hasn't won anything. It won the Teddy Award and it got the Silver Bear for Best Screenplay. But in terms of like the main films, it hasn't really got anything. So I'm gonna go with that.
You think instead of that hindering it, it's just going to be filling in the gap?
Yeah. And it's an interesting subject, and the way it's portrayed as well. That because it's a transgender person, there's some sort of disgust towards it and everything. Again, we're talking sort of topical issues with the whole bathroom gate sort of issues. So it'd be an interesting thing to put forward. I think The Square problem is that it's 2.5 hours long. I think that's just a little too long in terms of being a contender. I mean, but that's like Blade Runner length, so like.
Well, we're ready for a category that's significantly easier. Are we ready for animated?
Anime.
we have the Breadwinner, Coco, Loving Vincent. Oh, by the way, the Boss Baby and Ferdinand are here too. Well,
where the fuck? Oh, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. They're doing some special screening over here. It's the one that is the former Studio Ghibli guys that formed like Studio Porco or something. God damn it, my computer's loading slow. I can't fucking bring it up. It was something. That's all. It wasn't called something. If I can get the name of it. It's still fucking loading slow. Thanks, internet.
I just conveniently learned the other night, if anybody's interested and they're in the right vicinity, the Breadwinner's on Netflix now, which is how I ended up seeing it. But, I mean, overall, obviously Loving Vincent has actually gotten a lot more push than I ever would have imagined back when I first heard about it. But I don't even know what we're discussing. I'm just fucking talking to hear myself, I guess. This is obviously Coco, so.
Yeah, you know, Coco things.
Chad, as always, here. Daniela Vega from A Fantastic Woman is presenting, so that might help. The square is extremely divisive. Bry Guy says Mary and the Witch's Flower, and Cool Guy says the Boss Baby and Ferdinand being nominated is a disgrace. I don't know why they flocked to the Boss Baby like they did, but somebody really liked it. John Cena is now an Oscar nominee before Dwayne Johnson, so there you go. The war is over. Think about that for a second, everyone. The crossover we have of awards coverage in wrestling fans, which is a lot bigger than you would expect.
Yeah. God damn it. I'm trying to find this. I actually got to go to my local cinema times because they deleted it.
I mean,
too early.
To be quite honest, there could be a shock here. They're really good. And we could go with something out of the blue like Loving Vincent or The Breadwinner. Ferdinand has no chance. John Cena's got a better chance of winning tonight than he does next Sunday. So
they pulled it off the list. I've now found it. Mary and the Witch's Flowers.
Yeah, that's what was said in chat.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, I said
that's the one I was thinking of. Why isn't that fucking there?
So the worst win of the night will be the Boss Baby or This Is Me. Once again, Bry Guy, like I said before, I'm still upset it's not the right song from The Greatest Showman, but it wouldn't be the worst win of the night, depending on how the rest of the night goes. Yeah, this is Coco. But then again, we've had animated feature upsets before in the past, so you never know what could happen. Just because it seems like a foregone conclusion, something's winning, there's always those last-minute, hey, I gotcha. It's not going to be what you think is going to win. But yeah, it's going to be Coco. That took way too much to talk about the same thing everybody knows. Do you think enough people will vote for the Boss Baby as a joke that it somehow wins? Cool Guy, I really hope not, because then that would mean that I have not seen the best animated feature theatrically, or at all, really.
Let's be fucking honest. Considering all the work that went into it, what should win is Loving Vincent.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. That's what I'm thinking would win if it goes down to something other than Coco.
All right,
moving on. AJ?
Are we ready for what I guess I'm calling now the Big Ten?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's go to editing.
Oh boy. Okay.
We have Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards. So, I've mentioned this a few times now, and I have to mention it again, unfortunately. Thankfully, this is the last time. Baby Driver seemed like a real possibility here. And then it lost the guild to I, Tonya. But obviously they have it split up, comedy and drama or whatever it is. So obviously it also went to Dunkirk. It went to Dunkirk and I, Tonya, but I, Tonya had to defeat Baby Driver to get there, which makes me think maybe Baby Driver is not as in this as we thought, which can only mean one thing. The theory, not just my fuck I, Tonya theory, but also when in doubt, go with the war movie in a category like this. Especially after watching Hacksaw Ridge beat...
Which one?
What?
There's 2 war movies. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at cinematography. Fuck it.
Oh my god.
Spreadsheet.
As I've said before, La La Land seemed like such a shoe-in here last year, and they
deserve to win.
They went with the war movie, so I'm going to comfortably say Dunkirk here.
Ashley?
Baby Driver.
As much as I really, really want to go with 3 Billboards here to surprise, and I wouldn't be shocked if it happens, I've said this the entire time, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with Baby Driver as well. I am the only one on the network that liked I, Tonya. So it's
Whoa.
No. You guys have both bashed it in one way or another. I have not.
Yeah. Yeah, because Sebastian stands the best thing and he got fuck all.
That was a great performance. Cool Guy says Hacksaw Ridge, Whiplash, and Gravity, along with Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, all lost the gills and still won. Yes, I, Tonya is great. I do remember the Tonya and Nancy saga because I remember following it like crazy back when I was in school. I get that 100%. It ages me hardcore, but I don't really care. I'm going to go with Baby Driver here. I've always said Baby Driver is going to win editing. I think it's going to happen. But I want to see... I actually would not mind seeing 3 Billboards take this. Oh, God. I know what that means.
Because I know what's fucking coming next. It's time for cinematography, motherfuckers!
It's time for Deacon's Watch, everyone.
So I guess I don't need to ask if we're ready for cinematography.
When a sounder comes out, I'm sure you know that.
I just knew because it's like, well, considering the Big 8 became the Big 10, it's like, well, the other 2 that we haven't done are editing and cinematography. So it's like, logically, you aren't going to go, oh yeah, we're going to do Best Adapted Screenplay. We're not going to do the BAFTAs and it's go, and now to Best Supporting Actor. What the fuck? Like what?
Didn't we do one of these in the past? And Owen thought we were on adapted screenplay like 3 different times.
Probably because I was either texting or snapping. Probably that's a possibility. One of the 2. So I was thrown off. If it was the Golden Globes, I am completely justified in being completely off my game. Anything else, maybe not so much.
Just to clarify, Owen, we've got Ryan Gosling for Blade Runner 2049, Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. That one from One Direction for Dunkirk. Netflix for Mudbound. And also The Creature from the Black Lagoon for The Shape of Water.
So Netflix is going to come up and actually accept the award, kind of like when they gave the Lifetime Achievement Award at the MTV Movie Awards to Jason Voorhees, and Jason Alexander accepted it with a Jason mask.
Yeah.
That actually happened, if you didn't know.
So the thing that's going on with this category is that pretty much the one that I would take out immediately, awesome as it looked, was Darkest Hour.
Right.
I mean, they could do something totally insane. They're really, really building up that Rachel Morrison's the first female cinematographer to get nominated for Mudbound. They could do something insane. But then there's the whole thing where my whole thought process through this category has been changing like every fucking day. Because what we have here is the obvious choice is Deakins.
Oh, of course.
Like, it's finally that time. He's getting more and more high profile. All his losses are getting more and more high profile. Everybody's talking about that. And I was going to do that, but then I started thinking, actually, maybe Dunkirk has this. And then I ultimately changed my mind and that it was Dunkirk. And then The Shape of Water started getting all the acclaim that it did. And it's clear the industry has this massive passion for it. And I started hearing people talking, and it's all like, that actually could probably legitimately happen. And then I did officially actually change my mind and say, okay, it's The Shape of Water now.
Okay.
But then Deakins got the Guild and he got BAFTA like really, really close together. And it's like with all that momentum going into it and the fact that Blade Runner will surely get something, I have come back now. And right to where I started in the first place. And even though I do think it's going to be up in the air until it's called, I'm going to go ahead and stick with Blade Runner and Deakins.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, but the thing is, the one I'm nervous about is Rachel Morrison. Because think about what she's just done in terms of DP.
They're like
Black Panther.
Well,
No, but she was director of photography on Black Panther.
oh, yeah, that's true.
Which is getting a lot of momentum. So I actually see her as the number 2 contender here, actually. Which for a first time, female nominee, good. But yeah, I'm going Deakins.
So let's see. Bright Guy says got a bad feeling in cinematography. Remember that everyone thought Deakins was going to win for True Grit, and then it went to Inception? Nolan could curse Deakins again. Wow.
Yeah, but even that year, Deakins didn't win everything.
True.
Because he won the Critics' Choice, he won quite a lot of, or the majority of, like, the Film Critics Circle ones. And he's won BAFTA and won the actual guild itself.
Possible.
Yeah, the Oscars eventually becomes like the WWE Hall of Fame. It's like, we've got to give somebody some recognition eventually.
All right. Cassie, we're on cinematography now. Cool Guy says, I have Blade Runner. Guy says, Blade Runner, although Hollywood might die if it doesn't.
No, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Hollywood, just, generally me.
So we are
I'm
getting into a phase now to where we're like really running out of so-called overdue people because obviously DiCaprio broke his curse. Everybody was, I believe, as soon as DiCaprio won for The Revenant, everybody said, okay, now we got to do Gary Oldman. Now, a lot of people were saying Sam Rockwell was an overdue actor.
Yep.
So, we're just kind of picking everybody all up at once here in regards to that.
Let's see. Bright Guy says that I'd not be surprised if all the female members voted for Mudbound because of Me Too. I mean, it might be putting more like credibility and then the entire movement itself, and it may need at this point. But I mean, you never know at this point.
Depends on exactly, because there's so many Academy members, depends on how exactly high profile it is. Because if I remember correctly, they don't put the names on the ballots for these categories, just the titles.
That's a fair point.
I don't fucking care.
So yeah, I think it's pretty. Oh God, so we got more chat here. Thomas Newman will hopefully be next. I tried to get him nominated. Nope, my prediction didn't happen. Deakins wins. Newman is next. Amy Adams is on the overdue list, says Smurfy Boy. The Hound says Deakins will win this in all caps. Hashtag Roger Deakins finally wins Blade Runner.
So is that it?
Move on. Yeah, let's get to the Big 8. We've been doing this since August, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it one last time.
Well, this is pretty easy. We have Call Me By Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, Mudbound. James Ivory has this. James Ivory has always had this.
Ashley.
Peach fucker!
I'm surprised Sorkin's not more in this, to be quite honest. But the fact that he's hung in this long and did well moving forward is his consolation prize. The only real challenger at this point, in a rightful and just world, it would be the Disaster Artist. But there's so much like badness behind everything right now with all the stuff going down with Franco, allegedly. So needless to say, I'm still going to be angry about it regardless. I don't have anything bad to say about anything nominated. I can't say anything about Logan. I'm actually not surprised it got in when I saw it killed. But when WGA got announced, I was like, wow, okay, I'm not surprised predicting it. And it makes sense. Mudbound could be the upset here, but it won't be. James Ivory wins.
Please tell me, Owen, that there's the Fathom Events Best Friends happening near you.
God, I hope so. I need to look into that because I'm definitely going. Cool Guy said, okay, wow. Good Lord, I have a lot of messages to miss. Deacons wins. Gaia says, to be honest, I felt Defoe was, where are you? Albert better win. Call Me By Your Name next. Call Me By Your Name is the biggest lock. This is the weakest year for adapted screenplay, says Murphy Boy. Gaia says,
weak as hell.
Oh, it's bad. Gaia says shame because it's a case where even if Call Me By Your Name didn't win this, which he will, this category could go to anyone and it would have been no difference in the rest of the race. Cool Guy says there's no competition. And the Hound says, Call Me By Your Name is winning. Stop questioning it.
The thing is,
we know it's going to win the Hound, seriously.
I still don't know whether Dan Gistow is original or adapted.
It doesn't matter anymore.
It literally does not matter anymore.
I'd have put it in there probably ahead of Molly's Game to some extent and adapted.
I mean, Call Me By Your Name is the biggest lock of the night.
No.
To be quite honest, it's up there. I don't think it's the biggest lock, but I think it's definitely up there. Darkest Hours original, says Cool Guy. Let's move on to an actual category, which is this is gonna get rough.
Okay. Original screenplay. For original screenplay, we have The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards.
Oh my god! Here we go.
Big Sick is no longer in this, despite what that fucking guy online that's still fighting with me says. The Shape of Water is not in this.
I can't believe they're still fighting with you. That's the thing that boggles my mind, but it is the internet after all.
I don't particularly like to say this because I don't know the dude, because I only know his online persona, but honestly, the guy is a fucking moron.
And he is listening right now, and he doesn't even realize it. That's the great part.
I hope so. I hope so.
Now we know where the thumbs down keep coming from every single week on the reviews. Now it makes perfect sense.
Because I'm civilized when I talk to him there, but yeah. So obviously we've got three options, and Lady Bird has been falling after Peel won WGA.
Oh God.
McDonough has been when he's there, McDonough has been very consistent. Now the thing here is that I made my decision. And the thing here is that I could totally see it being Peel. I could totally see a surprise Gerwig. The thing here, though, is that, and I'm usually forbidden to say this, and I'm probably totally fucking myself over here, but I look at it this way. What we've been saying the whole time, I think we've said it at least the past few videos we've done, I now have to go against it. Because the thing here is we were saying, well, whatever wins original screenplay will decide what happens. If Get Out wins screenplay, it's going to The Shape of Water. If Lady Bird wins screenplay, it's going to The Shape of Water. If Three Billboards wins screenplay, then Three Billboards is in a good place.
Right.
Even without McDonough in director. But the thing here is that you look at what happened. Once again, he's ineligible for WGA, so we put that to the side. They have won SAG. They have won BAFTA. Not just McDonough winning BAFTA, not just McDormand and Rockwell pretty much being locked at this point. They're going for the movie itself.
Right.
That has inclined me to go against me being afraid that I will curse this movie again because it's what I absolutely want to happen. I really think it should happen by far. But so yeah, I honestly, truly believe that McDonough has this, not just because it's desperately what I want.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Considering that it had free screenings on President's Day, they've actually done a coffee book based on fan art. They've done hashtags about the sunken place. They've had giant billboards all over LA in the sort of more conventional style. Hell, they even bought the entire front and back page of the LA Times. Yeah. I'm thinking this is where Get Out's actually getting something.
Okay. This is the part of the night that, well, first off, we're going to do a chat real quick. The Hound says, Call Me By Your Name is the only Best Picture nominee. Easy. Cool Guy says, Get Out will win. Bright Guy says, Original screenplay is key. Hound says, and I quote, The 3 billboards will win, bitches. Gaius says, three billboards to win.
Secretly, I'm hoping Owen actually goes Lady Bird, because then that'll be the only time that we predict actually different nominations in this entire 24.
Gaius asked if the person online, his surname is O'Neill. That's for you, AJ.
All I've got is a username, and that's, I don't know.
Okay. Talking Shaquille O'Neal, surely he'd be more pissed at Dear Basketball.
God. Surfing Boy says, Get Out and 3 billboards in between the two. Cool Guy says, Lady Bird is this year's The Martian. Cassie, go back to screenplay. Says, No. Logan is going to
Lady Bird's an actual comedy.
That's a shoot. 3 billboards to win, says Gaius. Hound says 3 billboards is first, Get Out is second. Cool Guy says 3 billboards should win. Smurfy Boy says it's rare. The Best Picture doesn't win in screenplay. And Cool Guy says Lady Bird is no chance. You know what? Greta deserves a freaking Oscar, and I think she's going to get one at the last minute. Greta Gerwig wins for Lady Bird.
Yeah,
I'm going down with the ship.
Said
Screw
something
it.
fucking different for
Screw
a
it.
change.
I'm going down with the ship here. Cool Guy, here's the thing. When you said Lady Bird peaked too early, this race, starting at the beginning, when everybody was talking about it, was going to be between Get Out and Lady Bird. And then somewhere along the way, it changed to 3 billboards versus The Shape of Water. And now everything's flipped around. I say at this point that it's going to be the biggest shock of the night when it happens. And almost no one's going to predict it. I'm going down with the ship here. This is an American Hustle. Not again.
The biggest shock is Get Out or Lady Bird getting Best Picture.
We'll get to that. But the thing is, I'm going to go with it. You know what? I may be wrong. I probably am. But, I truly think that she deserves the Oscar. Call me an apologist. Call me a fanboy. Call me whatever you want. I've been a Greta supporter since day one. This is before most of you knew who she was. And because AJ turned me on to a wonderful movie as well. That, of course, AJ still gives me crap for to this day.
Here's another thing, though, just to throw this out there.
Nights and Weekends, great stuff.
The idea is that should Gerwig win original screenplay, it would be, the whole... I mean, sure, to an extent it would be deserved, but obviously the main thing would be she's the female choice, right?
Oh, God.
But at the same time, it's like what they're really starting to build up. They're really, really starting to build up 3 billboards as a message movie, even though that was not McDonough's intention.
Oh, exactly. That's clear.
And they're really pushing it as the movie where the woman fights the system. So really, you're kind of getting both of those with 3 billboards and Lady Bird.
And then you've also got the message in terms of Get Out as well.
And really, with that way of thinking, though, that could cancel. Well, then again, you just mentioned that, Ashley. But when it comes down to it, if you want to say that 3 billboards and Lady Bird are both a message movie, they cancel each other out, and Jordan Peele wins.
9 times out of 10, canceling each other out is a myth.
Yeah. What we're saying is Big Sick and Shape of Water don't have a chance because they don't have a message.
Gaia says if Shaquille O'Neal Stuff predicts the Academy Awards. I predict the Post to win Best Picture.
Well, no, because then obviously next year when it comes to the Game Awards, he would just go,
Shaq Fu 2's winning.
God, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Lady Bird is so
It might
American.
actually
Also,
be a
the
good
Martian.
game this time around as well. That's the thing.
I Get Out 49%. Oh, okay. Kayfabe that. Sorry, I was trying to read it before you just deleted it. Cool guy. My apologies. Again, I'm probably going to lose this. Greta deserves this. I've been saying this since day one. If she needs to win something on Sunday, and I don't, as much as I really, 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 really want her to win director, it's not going to happen. So this is the only shot she's got. And it's probably going to go to McDonough or Peele, and I have no problems with anybody winning at this point because everything that's nominated for screenplay, I enjoyed the movie. So I like all 9 Best Picture nominees this year. I either like or love every single one of them, and I can't say that many years. I'm going with my heart with Greta, but I would not be shocked if we get a Jordan Peele or Martin McDonough win.
Before we go into the Big Six, I would just like to mention that I am really curious with the general public. It's how they're going to feel about whatever the results are, because I saw a poll recently, and you can tell how much people aren't all that involved in it. They're just very much looking from the outside in.
Makes sense.
It was a poll. What do you think is going to win Best Picture at the Oscars? Do you know what won the poll?
Oh, God. Oh, man. Please tell me what was nominated.
Blade Runner.
No, they had the nominees to choose from.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
I was going to say.
I'll speed this up and tell you. They went Darkest Hour.
What?
I think they have it in their mind. Most people that aren't really following the races have it in their mindset. The movie that looks Oscar-y, the most Oscar-y is what's going to go with it, but they don't realize how much things have changed in the past few years.
That makes sense.
What if they think it's that other Darkest Hour thing that was the alien invasion film from like 7 years ago?
Oh God, no.
Emil Hirsch. Yeah, I think about that every time somebody puts "the" in front of that fucking title. It's not supposed to be there.
Yep.
But yeah, I think
it's confusing as well. Which Dunkirk?
God.
The thing is that people on the outside of this, I don't think realize enough that movies like Mad Max and fucking Get Out are considered Oscar movies now. And it's really not what it was in the early 2000s. It's not. And here's the great thing. Obviously, there is obviously he put out some really good stuff. But the thing about it is, apart from the fact that there's been such a shift and things are coming out of the open that should be, another really fantastic thing about Weinstein being ousted is almost the end of the Oscar bait movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Without Weinstein in the business, we're going to have so many more like Get Outs and Mad Maxes in here because we don't have to deal with stuff. Somebody brought up, remember he was going to do The Current War, the Cumberbatch Michael Shannon movie that ended up getting pushed indefinitely.
Right.
It's like that would probably be a picture nominee right now if he was still in the business, and we'd be having to.
Current War came out, didn't it?
What's that?
Current War came out, I think.
It probably elsewhere. It didn't here.
Have a quick look.
Yeah.
Pulled from release following sexual misconduct allegations. Oh, blimey. Weinstein was involved in the re-editing of the film when the revelations came out. So that's why that's in the shit.
See, but here's the thing, though, AJ. Another thing you have to take in consideration when it comes to ABC looking for ratings. Then you have movies like Get Out, which were critically loved, and also general public absolutely loved them too. Seeing those get nominated for Best Picture and various other nominations in the entire award ceremony, it's going to make people want to watch the Oscars to see if it does anything.
The mainstream viewers, yeah.
So Darkest Hour has a better chance in the Post. Paddington 2 getting next year. God, that'd be nice. And Cool Guy says The Current War got reviews calling it ass.
It's not a technical term.
I just like my delivery there, actually. I wasn't doing that on purpose either, I promise.
Yes!
Are we ready for the Big Six?
Yes, we are.
Too bad there's not an actress from The Big Sick in The Big Six, but on
There
that
could have been.
on that category we have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. It's going to be Allison Janney, and I have no other comment on that.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Jenny.
I will defend this performance, and I don't care. It's Janney. Laurie Metcalf somehow lost her way midway through the run. I have no idea why she wasn't more of a contender here, but then it just happened, and all of a sudden, Allison Janney just took off, and she left everybody in the dust.
If BAFTA would have just fucking attempted to be a little bit inspired, we would have a tiny bit of a race here.
That's the thing. That's the thing with all these. Well, the 4 of the 6 for the acting categories. We know, I'm putting the ticks in already because we're all going to say the same thing. Literally, I'm doing it now, literally, before we even get to it, because it's that locked in because they've won everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we could really just speed right through these. There's hardly a discussion left.
Nope, there really isn't. So let's do it.
Supporting actor.
We got Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards. Sam Rockwell is so incredibly comfortable right now.
And he's doing a Disney animation.
Is that the one with Angelina?
Yeah.
I'm very excited. This is going to happen. We're going to see Sam Rockwell get an Oscar.
I just want him to go up there and perform like Chuck Barris on the bloody Newlywed Game or whatever.
God,
do the thing. I'm excited.
Clapping.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love this.
Rockwell is amazing, and I'm so glad he's getting his just due.
Keep in mind, he could be one of the very few to get back-to-back Oscar wins, depending how well Dick's received.
I think it should do quite well.
Are we ready for actress?
Before we go any further, we have to go into chat real quick. Janney Rockwell, McDormand Oldman, guys. Smurfy Boy says. Smurfy Boy says Metcalf gave up early. Yeah, got Roseanne to promote. I understand. Guy says trying to figure out if there was to be an upset anywhere, it would be at all possible. At this point, these are not the categories for upsets. I'm thinking at this point. Cool Guy says winners lost because the BFCA would vote Keanu Reeves and Bram Stoker's Dracula if he won the Globe the night before.
I took a train to Budapest.
Oh God.
Dude.
Not my Ted Theodore, Logan. Anyway. Oh, would you say that Laurie Metcalf's busy promoting Roseanne? She's also at the same time busy promoting a play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Theater, motherfuckers. Do you watch it?
Moving forward.
Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post.
God, this is actually tough.
I'm just looking back and remembering all the whole. I could have sworn there was going to be a Ronin train back in the day.
God.
But it looks like my wish is going to come true, and McDormand's going to be just fine.
Ashley.
Holy fuck! I'm just looking. This bloody play's got Alison Pill, Laurie Metcalf, and Glenda Jackson. Fuck. And from the guy behind Wicked. Jesus. It's obvious, McDormand.
I really want to. Okay.
If anything, this is where Ronan could just come in from nowhere and just win, and I wouldn't object to it. To me, this is the closest upset one of the 4, if anything.
This could be an actress double shot win for I, Tonya. And it could have been. at this point, I think it's pretty safe to
And
say
then
Frances
she did-
McDormand had
And
this.
then she did Goodbye, Christopher Robin. Jesus,
Oh,
fuck.
God. And we move on to another lock for tonight.
I'm guessing that means you mean McDormand then.
I said that. Yes, Murphy boy, it is a
No.
shame Sally Hawkins hasn't won anything all season. I agree.
Yeah. Paddington 2, motherfuckers.
You know it.
And then
And the sounder is back.
Well, just for the sake of completion, we'll go ahead and mention that the other people here are Timothy Chalamet for Calling By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, and Denzel for Roman J. Israel Esquire. Yes, obviously. I also felt the need to unintentionally celebrate this with the verses today, so
Yes, you did.
the combination of Oldman and Joe Wright continues.
That was last night, but that's okay. I did that on purpose because I didn't get a video yesterday, so I had to throw it up for Taylor earlier. Cool guy says McDormand is the biggest lock of all the acting categories. Smurfy boy, the $1 million question: who's presenting Best Actress? Everyone is. Good job.
that's the biggest fucking lock.
I was going to say, do we really think Oldman's not the biggest lock in the acting categories?
Yeah, he's easily the biggest log.
At least Frances McDormand's competitor won something in Ronan.
Yep.
The only other competitor, obviously didn't get nominated. Whatever reason, who knows? But whatever.
No comment. Please don't start me up again. It's already 5:30.
Chalamet's here.
Yeah. Ooh. Chalamet is literally the only option at this point if it doesn't
Chalamet
go.
was in the Hostiles for 4 seconds.
True.
And they were like pushing him as if, he's a good film. He's a good actor. Like,
Cool guy says, what will be your reaction if Denzel wins? It's for fences.
Yeah, once I get it,
wow, that's the only film. That's the only thing it was nominated for. It got critical acclaim for being shit, yet somehow it wins an Oscar. This ain't a Suicide Squad.
No, we have to do Book of Eli 2 and make them fight it out.
Nice. Cool guy says Redmayne will present Best Actress. That's his opinion.
Hang on, have we got a list? Well, I'm looking now. We've got Mark Hamill. Not sure. Oscar Isaac's in there. He could be a contention. And then, because I'm guessing this could be Best Picture, apparently Eva Marie Saint's going to be handing out one of the awards. If anything, that's a Best Picture style, wouldn't you say?
Maybe.
Is it insensitive that the first thing I thought of when you said Eva Marie Saint is she might be presenting the In Memoriam?
Yeah, but honestly, that does make sense.
Also, now looking at it, I'm guessing Hamill's probably presenting with Kelly Marie Tran.
That would make sense. Or Isaac.
They'll stick them together. Also, apparently, in terms of the awards that we don't know, Wes Studi and Laura Dern are going to be doing Best Sound Editing.
That's interesting.
Fucking random, but there you go.
You have to watch a movie lose.
Thanks for ruining the surprise on Twitter, Wes.
So, Smurfy Boy says Chalamet could be a front runner for Beautiful Boy for supporting actor next year. Cool guy says Casey won't present, and I don't think Leo's available. Gaius is going with our good friend T. Christopher Plummer knows Best Actor. I bring that joke back from years ago.
You know who should present Best Actress?
Mark.
God. Yeah, Tommy Wiseau needs to present an award at the Oscars just to make up for everything. Cool guy says Eva will present In Memoriam with Kirk Douglas.
And then end it by saying, see you all next year.
God! Really? Wow! Oh my God. Cool guy says I want Chris Evans to present Sound for the 4th year in a row. You're not wrong, cool guy, whatsoever.
No, it'll probably be it'll probably be Hamill and Tran. Be like, no, do the other Disney franchise.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tom Holland's handing out an award. Captain America's passing the buck off to Spider-Man.
Wrong
They'll probably
Spider-Man.
also. They might try to get the more well-known younger people to do stuff like documentary and foreign to keep viewing happening.
Yes. I can see that. Cool guy says, just kidding, Kirk Douglas is a cockroach.
What?
So you're saying Kirk Douglas is like Keith Richards?
Wait, Kirk Douglas is going to be in Pirates 6?
Oh, God. That's the reason why Keith cannot be killed by conventional weapons.
Yeah, he's one of the chattering skeletons, you know? That's what he's going to do in Pirates 6.
The fun of live internet radio, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, think what shit's going to be coming out of our mouths next week.
I can't even. I don't even want to fathom. Smurfy Boy says, "Could Black Panther get nominations next year?" Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Unless it gets forgotten. But I don't think it's happening. Yeah.
Well, considering the last few years, and obviously, you know, the Oscars so white movement, Black Panther's already in the prime enough position to be one Oscars bait in terms of mainstream stuff to get the mainstream audience in watching, and also because it's a bloody good film.
I still have not seen it yet. I am sorry. I've been busy with running. I never thought I'd say that. But needless to say,
it's got the best meme ever referenced in a movie.
but for those
Please
of you
tell me AJ caught that meme. Did you, AJ?
I don't think it's a good thing that it's in there, but...
What are those? Like,
that,
what the fuck is that doing in here? I was the only one that laughed because I think nobody else got it. I think I go to these superhero movies and get all the things people don't get because they're idiots or something. I don't know.
Does anybody happen to remember the fact that we have 2 categories left?
Gaius wants to know why the hate for Kirk Douglas.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not so that. It's more so like a running joke, at least in my circle, because one of my first memories of Kirk Douglas was when I was watching the ceremony where Chicago won Best Picture, and he and Michael came out to present.
Right.
And when I saw Kirk Douglas, I was like, whoa, he's still alive? It's like, man, he looks old. And it's like, that was 15 years ago.
Gee, Merry Christmas, really?
And it's kind of this, yeah, I don't want to, it's a joke that's been going on for a long time that would be way too time consuming to get into. There's different variations of this joke. But
in more ways than one. So, that being said, last bit I think of chat here. Cool Guy says Paddington 2 could be this year's mainstream film. I hope it gets some sort of recognition.
Well, people, that's more likely, though, people will remember it because that'll be like January. I think that'll be the first time a film in January's ever done anything.
Black Panther, it doesn't have enough text. Same thing that hurts all Marvel films, says Cool Guy.
It would have been
they'll find a way.
Something this year. I'm looking at you, James McAvoy.
Wow.
Anyway, best director.
Let's do director. God, I got a question for you three. Have to think about next Sunday. If you have your way in the Big 8, what would be your nominations and wins from your favorite films of the year? Oh, man.
I actually have those written out.
I don't. You want to do that real quick?
I was going to say, do you want to do that, or do you want to go through the last 2 categories first?
I need to prepare for that, so we'll do it next week in the pre-show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's basically like B-roll for the pre-show, and we're talking about the Spirit Awards too. So keep that in mind, Bry Guy. We'll do that for sure. Cassie says, could see Black Panther getting nominated for a lot of things. Seeing the movie in 2 weeks. I still haven't seen it yet, so I'm still looking into it. Smurfy Boy has Black Panther and actors, supporting actors, screenplay, cinematography, production design, and costume design. And Cool Guy just cuts out the momentum. It's like, Guillermo will win director.
Once again, for argument's sake, the other four are Nolan for Dunkirk, Peele for Get Out, Gerwig for Lady Bird, and PTA for Phantom Thread. But obviously, Del Toro's got this.
Ashley.
Do a dance. Make a little love.
God,
Get Del Toro.
I wanted Greta to win this so bad. And there was a time that it seemed like it was going to happen. There was a time that we thought that Jordan... Like I said, we go back to this whole Get Out, Lady Bird being like the front runner before anything started. It was like, this is what everybody thought was going to happen. And that I thought they were going to split. When Greta was going to win one, Peele was going to win the other. It would have made perfect sense. And then Del Toro came out of absolute nowhere, and boom, like done the party right then and there. Haven't brought that reference up in quite a while. So yeah, Del Toro is winning this.
All right.
And then the dying.
Real quick.
Kimmel hosting. Is the wrong Guillermo going to turn up?
Holy shit, that's totally a joke they could make happen.
I'm almost positive they will.
Because everybody knows him because he always does the red carpet thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should we do picture real fast?
Yeah, Smurfy Boy says Del Toro for the win. Guy says Del Toro for the win. Cool Guy says Three Amigos will have an Oscar, and that's it. Let's move forward. Last best picture, and let's do this.
I love how with every award show, picture seems so meaningless by the time we get to it.
Seriously, it's at the point that last year was hell on earth for me. But needless to say, don't forget, everyone, if you really think about it, the Oscars are the turning point and when everything started, because the day after the Oscars happened, when La La Land unjustly got screwed out of Best Picture, I will state that I moved to Orlando and things have never been better. So yeah, the Oscars mark the end of an era and the beginning of a brand new one. Let's go to Best Picture.
All right. We have Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Obviously, we're down to 2 at this point.
Yep.
As we always are.
Uh-huh. Not the 2 we ever thought it was going to be, but that just kind of happened.
Okay, it is kind of nice knowing that we've actually had a legitimate race for a lot more years than we used to.
Yeah, considering the fact, it definitely is a big race this year.
Not many of the artist-style years have happened in a while. So, obviously, things look really nice for 3 Billboards right now. The SAG win, the BAFTA win, a lead actress win, a supporting actor win, a potential screenplay win. I mean, it's just all in the cards. Regardless of the McDonough snub seems like such a non-issue at this point.
Yeah, it does.
And it's got the message aspect going for it. They're playing up the TV spots with the signs at the Times tagline. But 3 Billboards is my favorite movie of the year. So I can't predict it because I'm going to jinx the fuck out of it. So I'm going to look at it as Del Toro's guaranteed director. It'll have at least a couple of tech wins, which, as we've seen before, you don't really need that many wins anymore to win picture. 12 Years a Slave had 3, Spotlight had 2, Moonlight had 3. So, and the fact that I was just talking about the fact that the guilds in the industry really seem to be going for it, with it having the PGA win, the DGA win. They gave it fucking costumes over Phantom Thread, regardless of how much that lines up or not. A lot of tech categories in the guild section, so I still feel fine about saying The Shape of Water will take this, even though, yes, we do have the message moving through the wars, but we also have, I mean, there is the whole thing about, there's a lot of discrimination brought up in The Shape of Water, but it's also, people could dismiss it as the weird fish fucking movie. But I'm going to stick with The Shape of Water, if anything, to hopefully help out 3 Billboards.
Yeah, I know why you're doing it.
What you're trying to say is it's a race between Peach Fucker and Fish Fucker. I mean, it isn't, but you know.
Oh, wow. No. Ashley, go ahead.
I'm going Billboard. 3 Billboards, because apparently that's the title of it now. Doesn't have any other words after it.
No. Oh, speaking of that, AJ, what does it say on the road sign?
We never got it. I had to go out of town.
We never got it at all?
Nope, and it comes out on DVD Tuesday, so we're never going to have it.
God, they basically surprised the daylights out of me by getting movies we'd never get in a million years, and we don't get one of the front runners for Best Picture when it's one of the locks of the night. That makes no sense. That being said, as we go to chat,
Fucking Annihilation this weekend either.
Yeah, I've heard things about that movie.
Fuck Annihilation. Fuck what's his name, Ellison. That fucker.
Anyway, wow, that sounds like Ashley is holding a bottle of gin while he's saying that.
Well, you know, when it's a film from Alex Garland that you're looking forward to see in the cinema, and they go, "No, put it on Netflix." Fuck off.
Yeah. Smurfy Boy was
you're willing to lose the millions of pounds that you could have got by showing it in the cinemas, by putting it as a thing somebody will watch for 5 minutes and go, "Oh wait, Orange is the New Black's on. It's shorter."
Oh yeah.
Dumb
hey, don't forget the next season of Ash vs. Evil Dead starts tonight. So there you go. So Cool Guy says to Smurfy Boy, "I think Infinity War will suck all of its momentum, just like Wonder Woman and Logan sucked each other's momentum. Shape of Water will win. 3 Billboards will lose because of the preferential ballot." Can't forget that. Cool Guy. So Smurfy Boy and Cool Guy are having a dialogue back and forth. Smurfy Boy says, "Cool Guy, maybe, but the difference is Justice League was terrible, and I think Infinity Wars is going to be good to great." Cassie says, "I can totally see Shape of Water winning director." Cool Guy joke said, "Watch Boss Baby win Best Picture." And Smurfy Boy said, 10 years, the post would have been a lock for Best Picture. Yeah, that's a shoot, without a doubt. Cool Guy doesn't see a superhero movie getting in unless it's Dark Knight caliber. Yeah, don't forget about the fact that Nolan, everybody was talking about him getting in for things, and he can't seem to win the big one. It's going to happen eventually. It's just not anytime soon, it seems like. Guy says Boss Baby for picture joke. Careful what you wish for. Cassie says, don't forget the Golden Globes win. Yeah, that's true. So I've been thinking about this, and I don't have a horse in the race anymore. Mine got eliminated by politics, and it was never in the race in the first place. The only other horse I would have had in the race got eliminated by the fact that it just didn't do anything. It didn't do what we thought it was going to, which is a shame. That being said, it's down to basically, I usually say between my head and my heart. It's not this year. This year, it's between my head and the popular vote, maybe, I guess. Cool Guy says Emoji Movie is robbed for animated feature and Nolan will be Kubrick. Maybe. That actually makes sense. You really think about it. AJ can jinx a movie, and we have learned this in the past. But I said this today, talking to others, and I will say, I actually had a conversation with one of my guests today about the Oscars, and that was one of the things I said, and I'm going to say it again because I told her I would say it, and I'm going to say it at the very end of the show tonight. The AJ curse is not going to affect it this year, and AJ can't predict it. I'll be damned if I can't. 3 Billboards wins Best Picture.
All else fails, I get a point if it loses.
That's the one way to look at it is like when you do, like you told me this offline the other day, is like it's kind of like I'm hoping for my favorites to win, but then again I'm hoping for them to lose so I can get points in the contest. Because you and Ashley are so close right now. The only person that's out of this is me, unless somehow this is a segue, everyone. I do well at the Spirit Awards.
Oh, so basically, you're going to have to do the outlandish picks on the Spirits.
I may have to go with my heart a lot more than my head at the Spirits just to try to steal a win.
Right.
See, Cool Guy says 3 Billboards is my number 1, but it's too divisive to win the preferential ballot. Cassie says 3 Billboards as well. Bra Guy says Emoji will do well at the Razzies.
So
let's go to the Independent Spirit Awards.
Yeah, I was planning to have left like 15 minutes ago, so let's do this rather quickly.
We're trying to, because I need to have dinner because I am like uber starving right now. And we still have another podcast to do tonight, so.
All right, how ready are you guys? Like, are you ready to go?
I'm ready with John Cassavetes.
I'm literally and figuratively going to do this off the top of my head without having any predictions of anything. So we're going to do this.
Well, worth noting real quick, obviously the Altman Award goes to Mudbound. So there's that.
So it's going to win something this weekend. Next weekend, we just that's it. So.
All right.
Let's do this. Rapid fire.
Oh, by the way, I wasn't bothering with the truer than fiction, whatever those like 3 lower tier ones are. We're actually starting with the Cassavetes Award.
Okay.
Where we have Davion, I guess is how you say it, A Ghost Story, Life and Nothing More, Most Beautiful Island, and The Transfiguration. Obviously, the most high profile one, A Ghost Story, and people love that thing. So,
Ashley.
Yeah, Ghost Story for me as well. Really good film.
And you know what? I might as well just like go out on a limb these predictions. Most Beautiful Island.
This is brilliant. Now you're either going to fall further behind or catch up. It's brilliant. I love this.
This is gonna be fun. Ready for documentary?
Sure.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We have The Departure, Faces Places, Last Men in Aleppo, Motherland, Quest. Obviously, you want to eye the 2 that are actually nominated for the Oscar. I'm gonna go with Faces Places easily.
Ashley.
I'm going to say Faces Places as well.
Chalk one up.
They're just going to screw over Aleppo in the Oscars.
Faces Places.
All right, foreign, or as they call it, Best International Film. Yeah, because you got like Lady
Yeah,
Macbeth.
because two of them are British.
Yeah. You got BPM, A Fantastic Woman, I'm Not a Witch, Lady Macbeth, and Loveless. Back in the day, I would have said BPM pretty easily, but you'll notice that these nominations make it look like these awards are like really their own thing, their own thought process. But then once they come back around after all the other awards have been given out, they become very predictable very fast.
Okay.
So it's either going to be A Fantastic Woman or Loveless, I imagine. It could still be BPM, but I'm going to say A Fantastic Woman.
Ashley.
I'll stick with my Oscar pick, Fantastic Woman.
I'm Not a Witch.
It's solid enough to possibly be in with a chance.
It won the BAFTA, didn't it?
Yeah, for
Debut.
best debut, yeah.
Bright Guy says, how will Nick Kroll and John Mulaney do as the host for the Spirits?
Well, I fucking
as
hate Nick
hosts?
Kroll, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
That's a shoot. Cool Guy says, Faces, Places, and A Fantastic Woman. I don't know. The Spirits Awards are really interesting because it feels like it's just like it's like party time at a high school gymnasium, but it's an actual tent.
For the last few years, because of the whole Harvey Oscar bait thing, it's like most of the time the ones that do well at the Spirits then actually do well at the Oscars. How that will change over the next couple of years, we'll have to see.
What's always been weird to me is how the Spirit Awards are always on Oscar Eve. Yet, despite the fact that they're going to have so much to do the following day, most people actually still show up for these.
Yeah, they do.
So, this is actually an interesting category.
Their invite to the Razzies got turned down.
Are we ready for editing?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Editing, we've got Good Time, Call Me By Your Name, The Writer, Get Out, and I, Tonya. I'm still not quite sure what The Writer is. But, and honestly, with these awards, I say they tend to like to go the same way, but I can honestly see them going for something like Good Time, especially in a category like this. But I think I am going to say I, Tonya here.
Ashley.
I'm going to go with I, Tonya as well, following the trend of the other one.
Again, I'm not piggybacking. I swear, I, Tonya.
Directed by Chloe Zhao, the writer, apparently, who did Songs My Brother Taught Me from a few years back, which was Florence Whitaker produced. Basically, it was Sundance and Cannes, just like the Rider was Cannes. I don't think it's had an actual release outside of the festival stuff in America yet. So
the Rider quite literally has a movie poster that is a guy with 500 o'clock shadow and a cowboy hat. And that's all I could tell from it. Sony Pictures Classics. Yes. Sony Pictures Classics has the distribution rights in the US, though.
Are ready for cinematography?
Yes.
We have The Killing of a Sacred Deer, Columbus, Beach Rats, Call Me By Your Name, and The Writer. I could honestly see Columbus taking this, but I'm going to say Call Me By Your Name.
Ashley.
Screw it. Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Call Me By Your Name.
Mistake. Probably a mistake.
Maybe.
All right, we're going to go into first screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have Donald Cried, The Big Sick, Women Who Kill, Columbus, and Ingrid Goes West. I feel like this would be a really competitive category if The Big Sick wasn't here.
Agreed.
And I've been thrown for a loop before when wasn't The Big Sick up for something at the Critics' Choice or something where it seemed like an absolute shoe-in and then it lost. Or no, it was when it beat Lady Bird. Okay, never mind. We'll go with The Big Sick. Nothing is against The Big Sick.
Big Sick for me.
Making this worse and worse. Big Sick.
All these outlandish picks from Owen.
Cool guy. Oh, incidentally, Cool Guy says, "I Tanya, Call Me By Your Name and The Big Sick in the last 3 orders."
Are ready for first feature?
Sure.
Okay, this one I actually kind of have to think about.
I actually have my answer here, and we'll see if I'm going to be right. Continue.
We have Columbus, Ingrid Goes West, Menashe. Okay.
Menashe, I don't know.
Menashe.
Oh, Lucy and Patty Cake. I don't know if I'm biased or not. I feel like this is between the 3 movies I've actually seen.
Yep.
People really love Columbus. Patty Cake's got some nice attention. Patty Cake's, I believe, was nominated for debut at the Directors Guild, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's... Actually, well, Patty Cake's also kind of fell behind in nominations. I could have sworn Bridget Everett was going to get in supporting actress here. So I guess it's probably between Ingrid Goes West and Columbus. And I'm going to go ahead and say Ingrid Goes West.
Ashley.
Patty Cakes.
Patty Cakes.
All right, another one that's actually a race. Screenplay.
Oh, Lord.
They have them combined, but I'm pretty sure these are all original. And once again, I have seen them all, weirdly enough. We have Lady Bird, The Lovers, 3 Billboards, Get Out, Beatrice at Dinner. It's against the same 3 it's always against. Back in the day, I probably would have said Peel. I'll go ahead and stick with McDonough here as well, since with all the momentum and shit.
Ashley.
I'm saying Gerwig because the others have got Universal and Fox behind them. There's only one of those 3 that's independent.
Cool Guy says Patty Cakes, and he's going with Peel. Yeah, come on, it's pretty obvious. I'm going with Gerwig here. Greta to win. And hopefully, with any luck, to have a really good Saturday and Sunday night.
All right. Supporting actress. Supporting actress, we have Holly Hunter for The Big Sick, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, Lois Smith for Marjorie Prime, and Talia Webster for Good Time. Obviously, I would have easily said Metcalf a while back. And honestly, if these awards happened around the time their nominations did, back in November, Laurie Metcalf would probably have this.
Right.
Everybody else and their fucking mother is saying Allison Janney. I guess I'll say Allison Janney.
Ashley.
Janney.
I would not be shocked if Holly Hunter wins this. But I'm going with Janney as well.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, when I reviewed Crown Heights, I intentionally avoided saying this guy's name. Because I'm not quite... I don't want to... I'd rather, not say a name than totally butcher it.
Okay, it's actually pronounced, thank you, Wikipedia. It is Nnamdi Asomugha.
Oh, okay, that's easy. It's always easier than it looks.
Yeah, I literally have a supervisor with a name that looks like it's unpronounceable, and it's so easy to pronounce. It's not even funny. And plus, Ashley and I are students of Japanese wrestling. So needless to say, we definitely know how to pronounce things that seem unpronounceable. So yes. That's it.
Then there's also the thing is though is we also have Barry Keoghan in this category for Killing of a Sacred Deer. But the thing is Nolan during one of the director talks was saying Barry Keoghan, and it turned out that wasn't the actual pronunciation. I can't remember what he said the actual pronunciation is.
It's probably Keoghan. No, it's Keoghan. Yeah, Keoghan. Yeah, Keoghan.
Okay,
Keoghan.
so we have the two of them plus Army.
Nice. Good job.
Army Hammer for Call Me by Your Name, Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards, and Benny Safdie for Good Time. Obviously Rockwell. Once again, I would have said Hammer back in the day, but yeah, it's obviously Rockwell again.
Ashley.
Should be Keoghan, but it'll be Rockwell.
Rockwell. Great weekend for Rockwell. Finally, somebody's watching him.
Okay, somehow we ended up with 6 slots in actress.
God.
Yeah, and one of them for Gary Oldman for Beatrice at Dinner.
So we have.
We're not even touching that one.
I already did an BAFTA video, and I think I dug a hole too deep. So we're just gonna.
She did it. She did it last week, motherfuckers. I don't know why. She's trying to be funny. She wasn't funny, so I wasn't trying to be funny. Ah.
So we've got Selma Hayek for Beatrice at Dinner, Frances Dorn for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, Regina Williams for Life for Nothing More, and Shinobu Terajima for Oh Lucy.
Yep.
Back in the day, once again, I would have said Ronan quite easily. Could have potentially said Robbie quite easily too, but I think we will just continue the McDormand train. Why not?
We'll go with that. Makes sense. And Ashley, what's yours?
Mrs. Fargo's Baby Boy.
McDormand wins.
All right, this is a good lineup here.
Oh my God.
It's sadly missing John Cho, but it's a decent one. For actor, we have Harris Dickinson for Beach Rats, Timothy Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name, Dana Kaluuya for Get Out, Robert Pattinson for Good Time, and Franco for The Disaster Artist. It's obviously down to 2. I am sorry, no matter how much denial you're in, it's down to 2. Kaluuya and Chalamet.
Nope. It's the Spirit Awards. Anything possible.
Now, I would have said Chalamet quite easily. I'm still thinking of saying Chalamet quite easily, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm starting to go towards Kaluuya now. But, oh, Jesus. I wish I had thought about this a little longer, because now I'm really not sure. I will say, yeah, it was my gut instinct. I'll stick with Kaluuya.
Ashley.
I'll go with Kaluuya as well.
Forget it. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going with Franco.
And then the final 2. Oh, we're back to 6 again for Best Director. Okay.
Oh, real quick before we go any further. So Cool Guy says, I said Big Sick, Patty Cakes, Get Out. Bry Guy did make the comment that 3 Billboards is not in directing and picture. Cool Guy says Janie Rockwell, McDormand, Chalamet. Cool Guy says Timothée Chalamet.
No.
Yeah, Bry Guy, thank you. I got Ben Foster last year. That is a good point.
About the whole 3 Billboards not being in the big categories thing, should we also remember, wasn't Brie Larson the only Spirit nomination for Room?
Yep. That is right.
And obviously that didn't stop her, so because of momentum, of course.
Chalamet has it on lock. The most critically acclaimed leading performance of the year. Why are you questioning it? I want Franco to win something. I'm sorry. I'm going to take this point loss. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
Are we ready for director? Once again, there's 6 slots.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one.
You're fucking killing me with these names, guys. We got Sean Baker for The Florida Project. Nice. We have Jonas Carpignano for Asiambra, I guess. Mm-hmm. Luca Guadagnino for Call Me by Your Name. Luca Guadagnino is one of the easy names now. Go figure.
It's because of this race. That's why.
And we got Peele for Get Out, the Safdie brothers for Good Time, and Chloe Zhao for The Rider. Of these, I am going to say it could be Guadagnino, but we're going to say Peele, obviously. But it totally could be Guadagnino.
Ashley.
Honestly, it could be Sean Baker, too. That'd be awesome, but I'm going to say Peele.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go Get Out as well. I'll go with Jordan Peele.
God.
Yeah, that's another way these things make no fucking sense. You'll notice that Florida Project's up for picture, Sean Baker's up for director. No fucking Willem here. It just makes no sense. So
No, you talk about no sense. Why? No sense. Why is Greta not nominated for director? But but Lady Bird's in picture. Makes no sense.
And the woman's recognition went to the rider.
I don't know what to do here because I'm gonna. Part of me is thinking that Get Out is not going to be as strong at the Spirit Awards, but I could be wrong on that.
Part of me says you should go for the film that makes up your username.
God, I'm gonna go with Peele. Let's see. Cool Guy says Tremblay should have won the Best Actor of the Oscars. Peele will win. No Gerwig. Peele, don't question it. Once again, Guadagnino has a really good shot at taking this. I think he's the only other person that can win. And it depends on if you split Call Me By Your Name and Get Out's love for the big two categories. And I could see them doing that. Film. And we'll get to that. AJ?
For picture, we got Call Me By Your Name, The Florida Project, Get Out, Lady Bird, and The Writer. I would think about this, but I can't say Peele for director and Kaluuya for actor without fucking saying Get Out for picture, now can I? Especially since my screenplay choice isn't in here. So, yeah, obviously Get Out.
Ashley?
Screw it, I'm changing my mind last minute. I'm saying Lady Bird.
So good. I don't get to die alone on the hill. Sweet. This is the night that Lady Bird finally gets it back. Unfortunately, it's going to mean absolutely nothing in the long run, and it's going to be a nice consolation prize. Lady Bird.
We're done.
Get Out is my choice for picture. It's also what I have to do. So
we rounding this out. Do the outro, Aaron.
Go on. Okay, real quick. Last bits of chat, real quick. Guadagnino has no chance. You were overthinking it. Get Out will win on the live Oscar reaction stream. Will we be on camera?
Probably not. I might randomly come in. I might randomly go on camera and Roger Deakins wins, and I'll be like, "Yes, you motherfuckers!"
I would think the whole point of a live reaction is that we are on camera.
Oh, okay. So you want to see me randomly looking at other things while we're doing this?
And he'll just mouth the swear words and then realize, oh shit, I'm on camera. And then he'll say shit, and then he swore, and he'll be like, fuck. And then
you have to understand that there is times that we will be stepping away from our computers because obviously this is going to be a long broadcast. So as long as you guys understand that, yeah, we can be on camera for the show. It'd be interesting. Cool Guy says Kaluuya and Franco won't win. Come on, guys. Lady Bird won't win. Not nominated for director. Again, you need to not deny the power of Lady Bird. Something could happen. It is not American Hustle this year or The Martian.
I am wondering if I'm going to regret going with Kaluuya because I'm the one that's been trying to beat it over everyone's head that Chalamet is second place to Oldman, but
it's the spirit.
So you just noticed by Google. Something I've just noticed by searching Barry Keoghan's name in an interview he did at the time of obviously Killing of a Sacred Deer coming out. He said, I want 3 Oscars in 3 different categories.
Who is he, Branagh? We've already done a movie together.
25. He's 25. He's probably got some time.
That's fantastic. So, I think that's our show, everyone. I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but I just say everyone. So I guess we're doing that. Speaking of that, if you're a wrestling fan, stay tuned to the network tonight. Ashley and myself are talking Elimination Chamber, the last single branded pay-per-view for Raw brand ever.
Until the next time they do a brand split.
Exactly. So yeah, that's going to be your show. And Martian is not a comedy, not the point. Everyone's yelling. It's great. It's like loud noises. It's like the Brick Tamlin show. It's like we're back in. Oh my god, insane. So we're back in Tomb of the Ancients again, everyone. So that's gonna be your show tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Ashley, where can we find you on social media? Thank you.
I'm on Twitter. That's just my name, UK.
Lady Bird peaked too early. I don't necessarily think it peaked. I don't think it ever really lived up to the expectations that everyone had for it. That's the bad thing. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Cool Guy. Thank you, Bry Guy. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you to everyone in chat tonight that was chiming in. You guys and girls out there rock, and it's great to keep the show flowing with a live chat and a lively live chat. So Ashley will be returning with the Snack Stash sometime in the near future. Gaming with Ash is coming back eventually. And we've got our Raw Popcast tentatively tomorrow night.
I'll have some ammunition soon because they're going to do the BAFTA Video Game Award nominations soon as well.
So that's going to be that's coming very soon. AJ content find here every single weekend on the Popcast Network with AJ's movie reviews and verses. And we got that big Bond retrospective, which is coming up real soon. So stay tuned for that. And AJ cannot be found on social media, but if you need to get a hold of AJ, shoot me an email, surroanddisney@gmail.com, or leave a comment on one of the bottoms of the videos. You're more than welcome to do so. AJ will answer your messages, but I mean, he doesn't have anything to actually do so. So that's the reason I just
unless you're O'Neill.
Yes, O'Neill. Very true. This was fun. Yeah, I can't wait till next Sunday either. It's going to be very interesting to do live reactions because we have never done a live reaction for an award show before. And this is going to be real entertaining to say the least. It's going to be interesting. AJ, you might want to keep the B-dubs out of the shot.
That'll probably happen before.
Yeah, I'm going to go to NBC Sports Grill and Brew and take care of mine, actually. So there you go. You can follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. Follow the network at Popcast Network. Check out our Facebook fan page. If you're so inclined, it's at Popcast Network on Facebook. And I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.